What's up, everybody? This is Andy once again with Crypto Traders Pro. This is episode 2. We're going to be talking about exchanges, wallets, and trading tools in this episode. Guys, this is one of the most important episodes that we have provided for you because it tells you how to set up the exchanges, how to set up your wallets to secure your coins, and it also shows you which trading tools we like to use to chart, manage, and track these coins. So let's hop into the outline and get started with this episode. So we're going to do an introduction to exchanges to start this out. We're going to talk about exchanges in the United States, the ones that we suggest, why we suggest them, and why we use them. We're also going to be covering a few international exchanges, one from Canada and one from New Zealand. We will be talking about wallets in this episode as well. The difference between online, desktop, and cold storage wallets and the benefits of using each one of those. We'll be covering securing your wallets and your currency and how to secure those and make sure that you're using the best software available to secure and protect your account. We'll also be covering trading tools for charting and trade tracking. Matt's going to be going in depth on how to set up these trading tools for your charts and how to track your trades and manage your trades through an application and other software. So when it comes to exchanges, guys, there's a few that we recommend and use. GDAX is one of those that's primarily used in the United States. GDAX is the exchange that Coinbase.com has, and you can transfer your coins from Coinbase directly to GDAX free of charge. GDAX is great to use for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin if you're trading against the US dollar. It's one of the more popular exchanges in America. Bitfinex is another great exchange that we use here at Crypto Traders Pro. There's a lot of coins on Bitfinex that you're able to trade against Bitcoin, trade against Ethereum, and even trade against USDT. USDT is pretty much like the US dollar. It's a cryptocurrency, or it's a coin, and it stays one for one for the US dollar. So if you think Bitcoin is going to start going down in value and you want to buy high or you want to sell high and buy low, you can sell your Bitcoin into USDT, and basically it's like having US dollars in your bank account waiting for Bitcoin to drop, and then you can purchase those Bitcoin with USDT. So Bitfinex is a great exchange. We suggest using it, and we'll talk about it here in this episode. Cryptopia is another great exchange. It's a smaller exchange, and it's located in New Zealand. It's New Zealand's exchange, basically. And Cryptopia has a lot of these smaller coins. The volume's a lot lower, and so you're able to find these smaller hidden gems and make great profits if you know how to trade them. Adam's going to be covering Quadriga. Quadriga is an exchange in Canada, and you're able to buy Bitcoin using Canadian dollars on this exchange. Lastly, Matt's going to be covering Bitfinex. Bitfinex is another exchange that we like to use, and it has a lot of coins that are accessible for trading, and it's a great exchange as well. So when it comes to wallets, there's a few that we suggest. Exodus is a great desktop wallet. They have a lot of different coins on there. You're able to download it directly to your desktop and store your coins outside of an exchange. So we'll be covering Exodus, and I'll be talking about why we suggest that, how to download it, and how to use Exodus. We'll also be talking about the Coinbase Vault. I'll be going over what exactly the vault is, why it's important, and why you can use it to store your coins safely online. We'll also be covering some other wallet tools to use, and then we'll be talking about cold storage wallet. The Ledger Nano S is a cold storage wallet that we suggest, and we think it would be great for you to pick one of those up, or two if you want to have a spare, and we'll talk about the benefits of the Ledger Nano S and the benefits of keeping your coins in a cold storage wallet. We're also going to be talking about trading tools in this episode. CoinMarketCap is one of the easiest trading tools to use and one of the best resources that you have as a trader online. CoinMarketCap is going to show you a list of all the coins there are in the cryptocurrency world. It's going to show you their market cap, their price and value for the day. It's going to show you their supply, and it's also going to show you where you can access their website and see the coin history. So Matt's going to be going over CoinMarketCap. He's also going to be talking about TradingView and Coinigy. TradingView and Coinigy are platforms that we use to chart these coins. They're both free to use. TradingView is free to use, but it's not live. It's not in real time. Coinigy is free to use for 30 days, and then you have to sign up for a subscription. So they both are free to use for a short period of time, and then you have to sign up for a subscription. They have their benefits and they have their negative qualities as well, but Matt's going to be showing you how to set those up and how to set up your charts. And lastly, we'll be talking about Blockfolio, which is an application for your phone. I use it on my iPhone every day, all day long, probably a little too much, but I'm able to track and manage my portfolio of cryptocurrency coins that I have, and I can see what they're doing, the gains and losses for the day, and I'm able to see my overall portfolio. Let's head on over to our first exchange, Bitfinex, and Matt's going to show us how to get started.
GDAX is my favorite exchange to trade on. It's open to Americans, Europeans. I'm not sure it's open. I don't think it's open to Canadians or Australians or Africa, but European and American, GDAX is by far my favorite exchange. It's owned by Coinbase, and it has more of an exchange layout. We can see the chart, the order books, the orders going through. It's a little bit different than Coinbase, which acts kind of as a medium between your bank and the Bitcoin markets. So with GDAX, you're actually able to send money to and from Coinbase for free. And this is how you cut down on a lot of fees. If you're in Coinbase and I wanted to deposit USD, I wouldn't hit buy or sell. I would go to my US dollars, accounts, deposit, and I would deposit right from my bank account. This will avoid fees, and it might just take a few days, probably a week or so, but that would get money into my Coinbase account without having to pay the ridiculous fee if I just bought Bitcoin from here. If I bought Bitcoin from here, say 1 BTC, I'm going to end up paying a premium. And there's $107 in fees if you're buying it directly with your bank account through Coinbase's buy and sell. I don't want to pay a $100 premium on Bitcoin. I'd rather pay the least amount possible so my money's going the farthest. So I would come over to accounts, hit deposit, type in, say I want to do 3,000, and go through with it. Again, it may take some time, but it's a good way to cut back on fees, and I don't really think you should be rushing into this. It can be annoying if you see Bitcoin starting to move, but it's not that big of a deal. It's best to be patient and cut down on the fees. So once you get your money into your USD into your Coinbase account, you want to get it over to GDAX. And right now I already have my money in GDAX. There's only $9 here, and there's only 0.1 Bitcoin. But if I was, then I would hit Coinbase account, deposit my USD, and I would send my money to here, and it would be free. So say I had that $3,000 sitting in Coinbase right now, I'd be able to transfer it to my GDAX account for free and then trade with it. Now, I just want to show how quick and simple it is to send and receive Bitcoin or USD to GDAX or Coinbase. And I'm going to hit withdraw, hit Coinbase account. I want to type in 0.15. This is how much Bitcoin I'm going to send to my Coinbase account. Hit withdraw, and let's see if it's in there. Perfect. So the 0.15 went through. There's no fee. So I'm going to send it back to GDAX. Hit deposit. Hit Coinbase account. 0.15. Deposit funds. And there's that 0.15 again. Now, the way to avoid fees is, first of all, you want to stay away from market orders. And what market orders are is selling or buying to the nearest buyer. It'll fill instantly, but there's going to be a fee behind it. and the fee might be 5, 10, 15, 20. It depends how much you're buying, but there is going to be a fee, and I don't like paying fees for trading. So the way to avoid these is limit orders. Limit orders are you picking what price you want to sell or buy for. Now, they still need to get filled. Somebody has to either buy it or sell it to you. So if I was going to buy on a limit order, let's say 1 Bitcoin, and I'm willing to pay $7,150. Now, it wouldn't show up until down here somewhere, but there shouldn't be a fee. And if there is, there's not going to be a big one. It's saying here 7167. I'm not sure why. Looks like there's an 18-cent fee for $71, maybe $7,000. There's still a fee, but it's different. Maybe they changed this as of recent, because there used to be not a fee. And you can see here at some of these orders I had placed, there's no fee, and that's because I was using these limit orders. So maybe they changed it as of recent, because this was all 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago. This is actually on my girlfriend's account. But the way to avoid a lot of fees is to do limit orders. And even if there are fees, it's going to be way cheaper than market orders. And the way limit order works is I have to place my buy either at or below the current top buyer. And then somebody has to come in and sell it to me. That means the price has to come down and meet my buy in order to fill it. It's the opposite for sell. Say I wanted to sell this 0.15 Bitcoin. I would have to put my sell order at 7160 or above. And if somebody came to me, if this seller got bought up and it hit me at 7161, then I would get filled, and the majority of the fees would be on the buyer's end. Looking over here at the trade history, the red that we see right now, it's indicating that the price is going down. Hold on. Stupid dog. Okay. So looking at the trading history, the red indicates the price is going down. That means somebody is selling into these buyers right here. They're selling it to the nearest buyer. The price is going down. The green indicates somebody's buying the top seller. The price is getting pushed up. This right here is the, I guess, order book chart. Not sure the technical name for it, but it's a good way to see where the money is sitting. And we could zoom out here all the way to $2,000. So right now it says can be sold, 7,734. And that would push the price down to $2,000 if somebody sold 7,730 Bitcoin at a market order right now. Same thing for the buys. It would push the price up to $12,000 if someone bought roughly 5,000 Bitcoin right now on the market order, which is very unlikely to happen. This is where we see the big money sitting. And I'll zoom in a little bit. And here's a good example. So right now we see this huge wall, and this is called a buy wall. We see right here, first in line is this 60 Bitcoin buyer. This wall is getting bigger because it's only going against a 23 and an 8 Bitcoin seller, which is why this wall is very small. So the way I like to place my orders is I like to get ahead of the wall. So maybe I'm going to come all the way back here. You see where it jumps up from 7,100 down to 7,099. That means there's a huge buyer sitting here, and it looks like a roughly 100 Bitcoin buyer. So I'd like to get in front of him because it's going to take a lot of selling pressure to push past him. this area is going to act as support. So I like to get in a little before him, just because in case that is the bottom, I want to make sure I'm in. I don't want to be on the same level he is. I want to place my order a couple dollars, a few dollars ahead of him. Same thing with the sellers. I like to place my sell orders right before these other big sell orders, just so that I am more likely to get filled. It's just a strategy I have. Now, a lot of people say, okay, how do I get my money out of GDAX and into Bittrex to trade the other altcoins? Maybe I'm sick and tired of trading these 3 coins versus USD or BTC or Euro. Maybe I want to get into more of the altcoins. So first, you'd have to withdraw your money, click on BTC address. You'd go on whatever exchange you're trying to put the money into. You'd have to click on deposit on your Bitcoin address. It's going to give you that address. You copy and paste it here. I'd have to type in my 2-factor code and hit withdraw funds. Now if we come over here to accounts and Bitcoin account, let's go down here, try and find one that has a ID. Transfers. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to hit. So hit transfers, and you could actually watch your funds. And here it is, the Bitcoin transaction hash. So say I'm sending, this one was 0.4 Bitcoin to probably Bittrex or something of the sort. It's going to take time to send, and a lot of people don't understand this. They think it should be instant, which I agree, it should be instant. In a perfect world it would be, but Bitcoin is slow right now. It takes generally 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes up to 3 hours, sometimes up to 12 hours. It depends how many transactions there are and how much traffic is going through the blockchain. But if we come here to transfers, we could actually watch our Bitcoin go through and go to the other exchange. So I'm going to plug this in and see if I could find it. Even though it's old, it might not give me any information, but you need the Bitcoin transaction hash. We come over to blockexplorer.com. This is the Bitcoin Block Explorer. And right at the top, you type in your transaction hash. And it pulls up the entire summary of that transaction. We could see it was the exact time it was received and mined. Let's see if we can get any other info. Here we go. So in order for this transaction to occur, a miner has to verify it. And this is the fee that the miner received for verifying my transaction. 0.0004507 Bitcoin. It's not much, but they add up. And if these miners, they make some money by verifying these transactions. Without the miners, then Bitcoin wouldn't be able to send. And it looks like there was 9,127 confirmations. And this is the amount that of the transaction. So generally during the transaction and while it's happening, you're able to see how many confirmations it's gone through. Generally it needs 6, but they could take some time. And you're able to watch this and stay updated on these transactions and watching them occur. One more thing I wanted to cover on GDAX, which is very important, is stop losses. Now, on a lot of exchanges, they aren't called stop losses. They're called conditional orders on Bittrex or something of that nature. And say I want to do a stop sell order, which is usually the only stop order I would ever do. And this is how I would set it. So say I wanted to, if Bitcoin was dropped to $7,000, I wanted to cut my cut my loss or take my profits. I wanted to get out of the position. So I would put 0.15 Bitcoin. The stop price is what price do you want your limit order to trigger at? So if it was $7,000, I would say, okay, if Bitcoin dropped below $7,000, I want to get out of the position. So I would do 6,999. That means my order would not trigger until it dropped to $6,999.99. And at what price do I want my order to sell for? Well, maybe 1 penny higher so I could avoid fees. Because if I do it lower, then it's basically going to be a market order and there's going to be a little bit of fees. But I'd also be guaranteed to get out of that position. If I do it slightly higher, that means as soon as it hits this order, my order will be active now at 7,000. That means a buyer has to come in and buy it up. But if the price is just going down very rapidly, then my order might not trigger. It might just drop down right past 7,000 and go to 6,000. So it's a little bit less risky. You might just want to say, okay, I'll pay the $5, I'll pay the $10 in fees and ensure that I get filled. So maybe I put it right there. And the fees, it's not that big of a deal, but it really depends on you and how you want to do it. So this is how I would set the order to ensure once Bitcoin dropped 1 penny below $7,000, my order would instantly trigger to sell at $6,999. You can do the same thing with the buys, but I don't see the point in it because you could just do a limit order. I'm not going to trigger my buy order for somewhere up here when I'd rather just wait for the chart to give me a good signal to buy. For selling, this is more passive, and this will ensure my profits remain. Even if Bitcoin does collapse overnight, my order will still trigger as soon as it hits $6,999.99. So wrapping up, this is GDAX. I don't really like the charts on GDAX. I don't use this chart because I can't zoom out. And if you can, I don't know how, so if you figure that out, please let me know. You can't zoom out on GDAX, so I like to look at the charts on TradingView. So I would just type in BTC USD and then look at Coinbase, because Coinbase is the same thing as GDAX, same prices, and this is what the current chart looks like. So I'd rather watch this chart and then go and place my order here, but it's totally dependent on you. And one last final note on GDAX is margin trading. This is currently unavailable. Margin trading is currently unavailable for this product, and that's because there was an issue with margin trading over in, I believe, May or June of 2017 that caused a flash crash, and the price of Ethereum went from $350 all the way down to 13 cents in a matter of seconds. And that's because somebody with a multi-million-dollar account did a market sell order. So if we imagine, we talked about earlier, if someone did a market order selling 7,700 Bitcoin, the price would instantly drop to $2,000. And essentially that's what happened. And there was also people trading on margin with leverage, which means as soon as the price drops to a certain amount, GDAX is automatically going to liquidate them of their position, which caused more selling pressure, and the price dropped all the way down to 13 cents or 10 cents, something like that, for a split second, and then buyers came back in and bought it up. So ever since that day, they disabled margin trading. Margin trading I liked a lot because it allows you to go short, which means betting that it's going to go down. We'll get into that in the next section, but GDAX overall is my favorite exchange, and I will continue to use them. They have deemed themselves very trustworthy with how they handled that incident. They actually refunded everybody that lost money during that flash crash. They did not have to do that. So they're a great exchange, very trustworthy, run by Coinbase. Coinbase is the #1 exchange in the US. Highly recommended. GDAX. Another exchange that I recommend is Cryptopia. And Cryptopia is a smaller exchange. There's not a ton of, I guess, volume on it. There's not that many people use it, but I haven't had any issues with it. They haven't had any breaches or hacks. Their security has been good. Their support has been very timely and efficient with me. And there's still a ton of coins listed on here that are typically smaller projects. I like to call them hidden gems. A lot of cheap coins get listed on here first when they launch, and this is kind of like the minor leagues, and they like to apply for larger exchanges like Bitfinex. And if you could catch these coins before they're listed on the larger exchanges like Bitfinex, then there's a huge potential for profits. And I'm not saying that all these coins are great buys or potentially good buys. There's a lot of garbage on here. There's a lot of pumps on here, and you really got to weed through a lot of the BS on Cryptopia. But saying that, there is still plenty of good opportunities here to get some cheap coins before they get listed on the better exchanges. There's probably a good 200 to 500 coins listed on here, but I would say about 400 of them are garbage and I would never trade. So the first thing I look at on any exchange is volume. And I want to look at volume in Bitcoin because I'm trading with Bitcoin. They do offer Tether New Zealand currency. So this is a New Zealand exchange, cryptopia.co.nz. That's New Zealand. So if you are from New Zealand, living in New Zealand, you might be able to trade your direct currency to Bitcoin in these other coins. But I trade in Bitcoin. That's what I'm focused on. And the first thing I'm going to look at is volume. Where's the money flowing? And the first one is Electroneum. This just got listed on Cryptopia. It's still fairly new. It's only been like 3 or 4 days. So I like to have my charts age a little bit. I want them to develop, and it might take a few weeks, a couple weeks, and that's fine. I don't need to be there right when it opens because I don't have an edge. I need to be there when the chart starts to develop. It forms a pattern that I am comfortable playing. So one coin, there's actually 2 coins I'm keeping an eye on. And first I'll go over XSpec. And that's actually right here. It just popped up. Featured markets. How do I get there? Let's search it. And XSpec is a privacy coin. And I believe they're only listed on Cryptopia. There's very ugly charts on Cryptopia. I do not like looking at this chart. It's not very pleasant on the eye. Here we go, the daily chart, and let's look at the past 3 months. Okay, maybe 6 months. There we go. Okay, so I don't even know if I could draw on this chart. Nope, it just looks like you could put some indicators and that's it. So Cryptopia charts are not on TradingView. You can't find them on TradingView, so I like to use Coinigy, and we'll get that on another episode. But on this chart, I could see there's a double top. Right here it topped, right here it topped, and this area down here was kind of acting as the bottom. And it's kind of down in that same area again. So this might not be a bad buy right now. It's a fairly cheap coin, and this is an example of a Cryptopia coin I like. The chart has been around for a while. It's in a good buy zone right now. I could see a lot of potential here. And another coin is Nebel. Nebel it's usually one of the top volume coins on Cryptopia. Let's see, it's number 5. And this has been a big winner for me. And right now the chart doesn't look too bad. Again, it's really hard to tell on this software. I do not like it at all. There's the breakdown on the order book and the depth. Distribution, I do not use that at all. The order book, I don't like using any of this. And one thing about Cryptopia is the buy and the sell are on opposite sides than Bittrex. So don't get confused here. This is sell, this is buy. On Bittrex, this is buy and this is sell. And it has messed me up in the past. I've went to go buy something and I've accidentally sold it. It happened with Nebel. And we could see down here, I do like being able to see this because I could scroll down and see the buy orders. Where's the big money sitting? So it says some Bitcoin, and it adds up all these orders together. So, for example, to hit 45,000, we would need to sell, someone would need to sell 11.372 Bitcoin total in order for the price to get all the way down to 45,000. And that's if nobody else jumps in on the bid. So I like being able to scroll down and check where my support levels are, where we see these big time buyers, these guys that are buying like this one 0.45, like this guy 0.147. He's buying 1.47 Bitcoin worth of Nebel at 40,000. So I like to see this because this is where the price is going to get held up a bit. There could be some support there. I don't see any other over 1 Bitcoin buyers. And the sellers, same thing. This is what I want to look at because I want to look at the selling pressure. How many people are trying to get out of this? And all the way up to, let's see, getting up near 7.5. 7.5 up here. So there's about 25, and that's quite a bit. Quite a bit of buyers need to come in here. But Nebel is a coin right now. They have a lot of other exchanges they're getting listed on, and they're going to be bigger. They're bigger exchanges than Cryptopia, so it's going to help bring some more volume into this coin, and I believe it'll help push the price up and affect it positively. But if I'm wrong, then so be it. I'll take my small loss and move on. And right now I'm sitting in profit, and I'm playing off this bottom area as my risk. So Cryptopia is overall not my favorite exchange. This is actually the least favorite of the ones I use just because the charts are not very readable. The order book, they're on the opposite side of the page, so it can be confusing, but I like being able to scroll down and see where other people's orders are on here. Like if we want to go all the way to 100K, we could see it's going to take 76 Bitcoin to get us there. That's quite a significant amount when the total volume on the day is only 35 Bitcoin. And that's not much. Most Bittrex charts have 100 plus all the way up to several thousand Bitcoin in volume every day. So if this coin is getting listed on other exchanges, more volume is going to come in, and I believe it'll positively impact the price. But other than that, Cryptopia has its own marketplace as well. You could buy stuff in Bitcoin. I'm not sure how legit this stuff is. I wouldn't necessarily trust it, but it is kind of cool. They're kind of like their own Bitcoin Craigslist. They have a ton of different categories of stuff. They have their own forums. Again, I haven't looked through this personally, but they look fairly active. 86 threads, 125 threads, and coin info. And this is actually a fairly good resource because you could see, and I don't know how they determine this rating, but let's see where they rate Nebel. See if it's even up here. I've never actually used this feature, but it is It looks like it could be nice. Let's see how they rate Neville, though. There's Neville. It's a 3 out of 5 star coin. POS. POS means proof of stake. And proof of stake is, it's not miners that verify the transactions. It's people that are staking the coins in their wallet. So you could hold the coin in your wallet and receive an annual rate of 10%. So, for example, I have 1,000 Neville in my wallet. I hold it in my wallet, my online wallet, and I leave my computer on staking it, and I will profit 100 coins per year if I'm running it the whole day, all year. Proof of work, however, is miners doing the verifying the transactions, and I am not big into mining. I don't know much about it. I've done very little research, but the miners get paid a fee for verifying transactions. And you can see over here the wallet status, the listing status. So this is good to go. But this is just basic information. I wouldn't really trust the rating. I don't know how it's rated or whatnot, but here's one with wallet maintenance. That's good to know, because if their wallet is down, that's not good. And maybe it is maintenance, or maybe something seriously wrong there, but I wouldn't want to be in something that their wallet's not working. So this is Cryptopia, and I use this exchange not very often, but occasionally there are some hidden gems on there. I have never had any issues with it. I know they have not had any security breaches. They haven't had any Bitcoins stolen from them. No hacks. I haven't heard of anybody getting their account hacked on Cryptopia. And again, you gotta have your security high. You can't leave a very easy to guess password. You need your two-factor authentication turned on, and you need that backed up. So Cryptopia is one that I use and would recommend, but it's not necessary. I wouldn't say it's as necessary as Bittrex. I prefer Bittrex. I prefer GDAX. This is just one exchange I've kind of branched out to recently because there is potential on there, and I have made significant profits on some of these coins on here. But again, a lot of these coins are garbage that you really need to do some research before touching them, because there's a lot of pump and dumps, there's a lot of low volume and illiquid coins that it's hard to get your position in and out of. You're buying and selling in and out of it. So it's just like a minor exchange. It's not the majors like Bittrex, like Bitfinex, like BitMEX, like GDAX, but it's a good one for now in finding these, as I say, hidden gems.
Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be checking out another exchange. This one's Quadriga CX. It's mainly for Canadians only, so if you're not from Canada, you could probably just skip this little portion. But for our Canadian members, here we go. So I've already logged in, put in my 2FA, and we're at the main screen. We're going to go check out the dashboard here. We can buy Bitcoin right here. I'd recommend not doing that. As you can see, my available CAD is currently 0 as I'm waiting to make another deposit. Down here, we can check out all of our balances. They have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Ether, Litecoin, CAD, and even USD if you would like to fund in that currency. And over here, you can see I'm completely verified. These are things you're going to need to do to be depositing and withdrawing, and enabling your two-factor, which obviously you should be doing as well. I recommend don't do email two-factor. It's not good, easier to hack. Down here, you can see your latest trades. I've scooped up about 2.1 Bitcoin for 10K, give or take, in the last month or two. And we can see up top here, Bitcoin's about 10K per now. So definitely got in before went on its last run. So over here, we're going to go to the trade. This is basically the marketplace for Quadriga. It's not too pretty looking, but it's what we got. So green side is obviously people putting in their buy orders, and red side is their sell orders. Right here's the top 10 orders. It looks like we're still sitting over 10K Canadian per Bitcoin right now. And people are willing to pay it. And sell side, slightly above. So it's a hot commodity. And that's it. You just put in your funds, your price you want to pay, just like a normal exchange. Like I said, it's not pretty. It's kind of ugly, but it'll do. Then over here, we'll go check out the market overview. It'll just show a decent little graph about where we've been. We can see end of September, 5K, till now, 10K. Doing Bitcoin bull run things. And here's just showing still the top 10 buy orders. They like to just repeat that again. And here we go. Move over to live trades. My screen will load. And it's showing just some basic candles about the current trades over, we got the 12-hour chart here. And like I said, again, I think they're going to show us the last trades completed this time as opposed to the current buy and sell offers. So yeah, it's still floating 10,250 give or take. Don't like it. So about us is gives a little video about Quadriga on their background. I'm not going to play that for you right now, but you can check that out if you'd like to learn more about them and all their partners. Quadriga's been around. It's basically our Canadian Coinbase, a lot less volume, but it's nice for us to have that option in Canada, as Coinbase doesn't allow us to link bank accounts. And here in the merchant section, you'll see this red pop-up. They used to have a merchant platform for e-commerce and retail where you could buy and sell stuff type thing, but they've gotten rid of that. So now it's just basically a news page down here. Nothing exciting. One thing that is really good, though, for Quadriga is they have a fantastic support area here. Almost any question you can think of will have an answer, all the way from just general stuff about Bitcoin, how to get verified, how to fund your account. Like, look at all this. They go very in-depth for you. How to withdraw, and then navigating the site itself and other security measures down here. And of course, if your question is not able to be answered in this section, they do have a good support team too. Usually get back to you within a day, maybe two. So we'll come back here. So now we've had a look across the site. We want to fund our account. These are our options. You can do an EFT, Interac Online, bank wire, crypto capital, or a voucher. I've been opting for the bank wire, but unfortunately, you can see right here, bank wire is currently unavailable. I hope by the time that any of you are watching this video, that will be fixed. Currently, they don't have an ETA, and it's been down for a couple of weeks, maybe even a few weeks, but hopefully that'll be fixed soon. Bank wire is definitely the best option. There's zero fee. Go into your bank. It says within 5 business days. I've done, I believe, 3 different wires, and all came to my account within 24 hours, which is fantastic. Coinbase can take up to 5 to 7 business days sometimes, apparently. So I definitely like the speed that Quadriga offers to get the money in. So now over here, we can go check out a few other things regarding our own account. You can set up your profile settings, all that fun stuff. They even offer a little referral program here on Quadriga. Nothing special, but any free money is always free money, right? So you get referrals, and you'll receive 10% of all trading fees from the user who signed up your referral link. So they need to be putting in some pretty decent volume for you to make any decent money in return. But like I said, free money is free money. So if you have friends, family signing up, and they're going to be needing a Canadian exchange, you might as well get them to sign up under your link and make a few bucks here and there if you can. So the merchant setup, like I said, is probably null and void now. We can go here, get verified, which you're going to want to do. The Equifax is an auto verification, which is definitely cool. But again, as we know, Equifax was recently hacked, and a lot of people will probably be scared off by that. I did my verification before the hack happened, so I wasn't really scared, but then it's still kind of freaky by the time it happened. And then your usual ID and address verification on the other side, photos, all that. passport, driver's license, and a bill. That's generally the standard for most exchanges that you're going to need to go through. And let's see. They have an API set up you can do. I don't do any of that to link to other places, but there's the option if need be. And that's basically the general gist of Quadriga. It's good to get your money in, buy your Bitcoin. Actually, sorry, I'll go on here. If we go back to the trading section, Quadriga is not just Bitcoin. So this is the market for Bitcoin. As you can see, the pull down tab over here, they offer Bitcoin, which is XBT. I know it's a weird ticker as opposed to BTC, but that is a Bitcoin ticker. Ethereum for Bitcoin, Ethereum Canadian, Litecoin Canadian, and Bitcoin Cash even Canadian. So they have a few different coins we can purchase with our CAD or our BTC or XBT on here. But yeah, so that's basically Quadriga CX, perfect for Canadians. Get our money in, get our coins, and off to the exchanges that we would like to do some altcoin trading on. And yeah, that's basically Quadriga in a nutshell.
Bitfinex is the final exchange that I'm going to recommend here. And this is primarily for the EU residents or anybody outside the US for that matter. They don't allow US residents. And that's specifically why I'm using this VPN service. And it says I'm connected in Spain is because I want to be able to trade on Bitfinex. Well, I don't necessarily recommend this for everybody. It might be a little bit risky. I'm doing it for this course to be able to show you another alternative. The reason why I like Bitfinex is because they offer margin trading. Margin trading gives me the ability to go long, which is buying and anticipating an upward trend, or going short, which is selling it in hopes to buy it back for a lower price. Now, this is a very new concept for a lot of crypto traders because this is generally practiced more in the stock market, which is more of my background, and I like going short. That's been my strategy when trading stocks, is wait for the huge run to happen and then sell it or go short and anticipate a move downward. And I've been missing out on a lot of that because I've been limited to only American exchanges which do not offer this. Bitfinex also allows you to trade with leverage up to 3 times, I believe. And that means I could trade with more money, 3 times the amount of money in my account. So in this account, I have about $24,000, and I'm able to trade with up to $75,000. It can be very helpful, but it could also be very risky. So I would not necessarily recommend this for beginner traders. So the first thing I want to do on Bitfinex is get this chart a little bit more appealing. There's a lot going on the screen. And this chart is very dark, and I want to make it look a little bit more like TradingView. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the chart taller. It's using the same software as TradingView, which I like, but it looks a little bit different than my TradingView. I want to brighten it up a little bit. This is already very easy to see. I like my candles filled in. Oh, no, I gotta redo it. Okay. Keep these colors bright. My wicks white. My background dark black. And make the grid lines a little bit less visible. There we go. Already looking better. In time zone, I am in East Coast, US, New York. Now the volume is also looking pretty dark. This is a very simple change. I like the 20-day moving average. Show me the moving average. I want the moving average to be a line, not that graph. And I want it to be bright. so I could see it. So increase the brightness right here on the slider. Make my columns similar to the ones up top. Very bright, easy to see. There we go. Perfect. So I'm actually going to save this chart layout. Bright colors. Perfect. So this already looks a lot better, and it looks similar to my trading view, which is why I like it. Now right now I'm actually currently in Litecoin. I have about 377 of them on this account, and it's actually coming up to this resistance level, so I might be looking to sell it. Maybe I'll do a live trade on here, we'll see. But there is some resistance right here. Okay, cool. So we got that set up. So one thing about Bitfinex that I like a lot is these coins that I could trade with they offer the USD pair, and we see right here Litecoin USD, Ethereum Classic USD, Zcash USD, Omise Go USD, Neo USD, Quantum USD. I like this because no other exchange I've found has offered this, at least not the biggest exchanges that I use. Bittrex offers USD Tether, which is very similar. It's maybe a penny difference, but just having that option of trading in USD without having to convert it into Tether can be very helpful. So right now I'm on the margin account, but you don't have to have a margin account to trade here. You could have an exchange account, and the exchange account is a little bit different than the margin account. I think I would need to send this into my exchange account. Let's see what I need to do. Click on wallets. Yeah, right now it's in there, and I want to move from my margin to the exchange account. Hit transfer, and it simply just moves over there. But I do want to keep it in my margin account because maybe I want to use all that $75,000, or maybe I want to short it. So I'm going to keep it in the margin account for right now. So transfer this amount of Litecoin from the exchange to the margin account, hit transfer, and it's instant. Deposit withdrawals are very easy to use. This exchange is pretty user friendly. I would hit Bitcoin, I would type in the address that I want to send it to, the amount, and hit withdraw. The main thing I want to focus on here is just the layout that they have. Let's head over back to the charts. This is the Bitcoin USD chart. Go back over to Litecoin because that's what I'm actually trading right now. Litecoin USD. Now I have a lot of these tabs at the bottom here blocked out because I don't like focusing on them. I like to use other websites to see this information because I don't really like how this order book is laid out as much as GDAX or Crypto Watch, which is what I'm watching right now. Right here. I like this look a lot better. It's very easy to read, but this is the Litecoin chart, Litecoin USD on Bitfinex. Crypto Watch is another great charting website. But if you are using Bitfinex, then you could see the order book right here. We see here's a big order at 2,000 Litecoin, and he's buying it at about $65. So that's going to act as support. We see right here, very similar to GDAX, these green orders going through is the person buying on the first ask, the first offer. So right here at 65, 64, 63. And the red is somebody selling to the first buyer in line. I don't like to use that. Again, it's there. And we could make it look a little better. Interface settings, order book. Let's see how this changes it. I'm not even sure what that did. Increase precision. Okay, so this would increase it so I see the very exact amount they're buying to the decimal point. Total amount, which I like to see the total amount and the price. Because the total amount will add all these orders together up until the next order. So it's the sum of these orders. So all of these orders equal, plus this order equals about 2,334 Litecoin, sitting at right around $65. So that $65 area is going to act as some sort of support. And we can see there's some resistance a little bit here at $66. There's about 1,000 Bitcoin, Litecoin, sorry, seller. But again, it's noise. You don't necessarily need to pay attention to that. It is a useful tool to see where the support and resistance is at, but I'm not using it. So up here, if I'm going to place an order, I would hit right here, send to form. And this is going to send all the Litecoin I currently have to this form. And I could buy more, or I could sell it. I'm not going to sell it right now, but I am watching closely how it's going to react to this resistance level. If it doesn't break it and starts to come down, maybe I will sell it, or maybe I'll add a little more on a dip. Maybe the chart does something like this. Maybe it rejects the first time, comes down, and then breaks out. I'm not sure, but I'm watching it very closely. My order was down here in the 50s, so this is already a pretty big profit. So this is Bitfinex, and I really like them overall. You could fund your account with USD or any of these coins, which is also nice. You don't have to use that third party like Coinbase. Okay, just completely scratch what I just said. So wrapping up here at Bitfinex, again, this is not open to USD, or this is not open. Okay, cut. So just wrapping it up here with Bitfinex. Again, this is not open to US residents to just make an account on here. The only way to access it is if you have the VPN set up on your computer, and you have to have an account to make an account on here. So you need the VPN to make an account on here. You can't do it with a US IP. They will reject you. So just take note of that, and I wouldn't recommend this for everybody. I'm doing this for the video.
So now that we've talked about a few exchanges that we suggest, I want to talk to you guys about wallets. I'm going to talk to you guys about a desktop wallet known as Exodus, which is a great wallet to use on your computer. I'm going to talk to you about Coinbase. They have a mobile wallet through your cell phone, as well as the Coinbase Vault, which is another secure form of holding your cryptocurrency. And we'll also be covering a few other things in this section. And then we're also going to be talking about cold storage. And here at Crypto Traders Pro, we prefer the Ledger Nano S. So we'll be talking about that and going over that in this section. So let's get started on wallets. All right, so I'm going to be talking about the Exodus wallet and just giving you a brief overview on what it is and how to use it. You can get the wallet by going to exodus.io, and this is going to be their homepage. Exodus is a great wallet to use. It's a desktop wallet, and it's pretty safe and secure. You'll be able to see your portfolio in percentages as well as total value. You can also exchange between currencies. So if you want to exchange between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then send Ethereum to an exchange, you can do that through Exodus as well. And it holds multiple coins at once. So Exodus encrypts your private keys, and you're able to have your private keys as well as have access to your public address, and it can be personalized as well. The charts, I haven't used the charts in there, but supposedly they seem to be pretty well. Other people use them, and right now Exodus supports quite a few coins. I know they add and take away coins every so often or every now and then, but currently it supports Aragon, Augur, BAT, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Civic, Dash, Decred, District OX, EOS, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Funfair, Gnosis, Golem, Litecoin, OMG, Omisigo, Quantum, and Salt as well. It's available for both the Windows platform and Mac, and also Linux as well. So you go here to download, and you'll see the latest release is 1.37.1. So they show you on the bottom of this all the different updates that have happened, what has been changed, when the coins have been added. And they update this pretty frequently. Today is November 7th, and the next update is November 9th, 2017. So it'll be updating here in 2 days. But you would just click here to download, whatever operating system you're using. You'd click here to download that. This is going to give you some screenshots as well, if you're interested in seeing those. But you just need to download it, and if you ever need any help, they have their support help videos that you can use, which are really handy. They have a Slack channel as well, and then you can contact them if you need any help. So I downloaded it to my Mac earlier, and this is a new Exodus wallet. So there's not going to be anything in it. There's no US dollars, and I don't have any coins. But as you can see, here are all the coins listed below in this portfolio. If you have Bitcoin, Dash, or any other coins in the wallet, it's going to show you right here, and it'll show you a percentage of those and a dollar value up here in the top left. So these would be each individual wallet. As I mentioned before, you can exchange. So if you want to exchange from Bitcoin to Ethereum, it shows you right here, one Bitcoin is worth, in today's prices, 24.2345 Ethereum. You can also back this up as well. And then your settings here, if you want to change, the coins that are visible, say you don't use Augur, you don't use Civic, you can take those away, or you can add, Bitcoin Cash, should you want to see it there. I'll just add all these here so you can see them when I actually show you the portfolio again. You can personalize it and change your skins, things like that. If you want to personalize it, I just keep things simple. So coming back to wallet sections here, let's say we're going to transfer some Bitcoin Cash into my Exodus wallet. You'd hit receive here, and it's going to give you the QR code for your Bitcoin Cash wallet, and it's also going to give you your address right here. So I can copy this and put it in Coinbase or another exchange to send my Bitcoin Cash here. So you can either copy it, you can print it if you want, or email it to yourself or someone else. And then you can also view it on the blockchain, which is really useful to have. When you're able to view it on the blockchain right here, you're able to see the total that's received in the past, the total that's been sent, your final balance, your current balance, and then number of transactions as well. So when you're sending Bitcoin Cash to yourself or somebody else is sending it to you, to this address right here, it's going to show the transactions below. It's going to show the ones that have occurred already, and it's going to show the ones that are unconfirmed and pending. So if you're waiting to see if you sent it to the right address, this will show you here. I always suggest people to send a small fraction of a coin to a new wallet if you've never sent any money or any coins to that wallet before, so you don't lose all of your coins all at once if for some reason you didn't copy the address correctly, or if there was a problem for some reason with the system. So it's always good to send a small fraction first, of Bitcoin Cash to this address to see if it comes through. And when it comes through, it's going to pop up right here. It'll show you the transactions that have taken place. So the Exodus wallet, it's a great desktop wallet to have. As I mentioned before, it has all these coins listed, and in the future as things progress and change, they're obviously going to be adding more coins, and they might even take away some of these coins if they don't survive. But this is a great desktop wallet to have and platform to have when you're using various coins. All right, I just wanted to add one more thing to when talking about Exodus Wallet. It's very important that you pay attention to where you're sending things and what you're sending. Exodus is a great wallet because it makes it really easy to see what kind of currency or what coin you're using. It makes it really easy to send and receive that. So maybe you might not make the wrong distinction here between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, but if you do, you're going to have a lot of problems when it comes to actually retrieving your Bitcoin if you sent Bitcoin Cash instead. So whenever you're sending currencies to yourself or to another wallet or to an exchange, always make sure you're sending the right currency. In the past, I had a mix-up with Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. I had been trading pretty new. I was a few months trading on GDAX, and I switched over to Poloniex. And this was around the time that Ethereum was really starting to spike. It went from about $90 to $300 in the course of a few weeks, and even pushed up to $400 before dropping down. GDAX had a problem with Ethereum. They had what was called the flash crash. And what happened with the flash crash, as I can show you over here on the charts, is basically it crashed all the way down here to like $13 or less. So as I mentioned, I got in around 90, got out up here and got back in trying to make some other moves, and GDAX shut down, the whole exchange shut down, and Ethereum crashed right here. And so around this time period, I was trying to decipher and figure out how to get my money out of GDAX and how to get my money to another exchange. I heard of another exchange called Poloniex. I had never used it before, but I figured if I sent my money or sent my Ethereum to Poloniex, at least it would be off of GDAX and I wouldn't have to worry about getting shut out or shut down, especially when all these large, 20 or 30% plus moves were happening. So I signed up with an account on Poloniex and went to what I believed was my Ethereum wallet, and I sent my funds over as fast as I could without even thinking about checking the address twice. I didn't send any small fractions over first. I was just trying to get all my Ethereum as fast as I could off of GDAX. Unfortunately, I sent it to my Ethereum Classic address, and the funds never showed up that day. So I had to go to their support, and I asked them in their support what I could do, send them a ticket, and thankfully for me, they were able to restore my funds into my Ethereum wallet, and I didn't lose thousands and thousands of dollars. So I'll reiterate this once again. If you are trying to send something to any wallet, whether it be your Exodus wallet, Coinbase, GDAX, or another exchange, make sure you double check what you're sending. I'm sending Ethereum to my Ethereum wallet here in Exodus. This is my Ethereum address. Make sure it's your address for Ethereum. Send a small fraction to this address. You can track it here through Etherscan or other things online that you can track your addresses by and transactions. And you can see it here pending, and then you can also watch the confirmations happen until it shows up here in your wallet. So always double check, always send a small fraction, and as well you can track and watch these as they happen, the confirmations as they happen. One of the exchanges that we like to use is called Coinbase. It's really simple and easy to use. You can buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin through this platform. And according to them, it's the world's most popular way to buy. And I guess it's valid. They've got 40 billion in digital currency exchange so far. They have over 12 million customers that have been served, and 100,000 of those customers joined last week, the first week of November 2017. So it's easy to sign up, connect, and buy digital currency. It's pretty secure. They have, an insurance protection and an instant exchange, which sometimes isn't quite so instant. It might take a few days for you to retrieve your Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin back to your bank account, but they work pretty well. It's pretty secure for the most part. I don't believe there's been any hacks or anything that have happened, and they're insured. So the fees are a little steep. I think it's 2% or so per transaction both ways into Coinbase and out of Coinbase. But what I want to talk about right now is their mobile wallet. So their mobile wallet works pretty well. You download it as an app to your phone, and you can access your digital currency through their mobile wallet. Really easy to use. It looks similar to this. They have a chart on there also, and I mean, I wouldn't use the chart for anything other than just glancing to see what the price is, but if I'm looking to check the prices on my phone real quick, whether I'm out and about away from my computer, I always just look over at Coinbase and I can see, what the prices are for the day or that moment in time. Their mobile wallet, you can send and request Bitcoin, and you can securely access your accounts. Like I said, it works pretty well, and it's downloadable through the App Store or Google Play. You can buy and sell through this mobile wallet, and it'll just store on your Coinbase wallet for each currency that you buy. And you can also transfer funds from this mobile wallet to another wallet or an exchange to be used for trading. Another feature within Coinbase is called Coinbase Vault. This is a extremely secure wallet. It's another layer of security, and it's kind of like if you imagine a vault in a bank that's extra secure. They have all types of cameras, people, and things to get through to access a vault in a bank. Similar here digitally through Coinbase. They have time delayed withdrawals, meaning your withdrawals can take up to 48 hours during which they can be canceled. So if you need to access your funds quickly, I wouldn't suggest using a vault because it takes 48 hours to get it out. But for large amounts and to feel more secure, you can put them in here. You need multiple approvers typically to initiate a withdrawal, and you can use your two-factor verification for withdrawal as well. There's a couple different options for security. As I mentioned earlier, Coinbase is insured, so if you have a problem with it and it's not a user error problem, they're going to insure your funds. And the cool thing with the vault is there's zero fees, and it's pretty easy to use for the most part. I don't use the vault because it takes 48 hours to get my funds, and because I'm a trader, I don't want to do that because I want quick access to my funds just in case something happens and I can trade and sell off what I have. Or if something drops, obviously buy through their digital wallet or their mobile wallet. But if you want to store long term and kind of just buy and forget about it for a while, you could use the Coinbase Vault. For cold storage wallets, I like to use the Ledger Nano S, and that's what us here at the team, we prefer to use for cold storage as well. You can see the Ledger Nano S here at theledgerwallet.com, and it's a cryptocurrency hardware wallet that works really well. They've got a couple different options now here with Ledger wallets. They have the Ledger Blue, which is under pre-order right now. It should be coming out in the future. And then they have the Ledger Nano S. So the Ledger Nano S is, as I mentioned, a cryptocurrency hardware wallet. It supports Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other altcoins as well. And it has a lot of safety features for storing your assets and securing digital payments. It connects to any computer using a USB cable right here. And it comes in this box with a couple other things, including a cheat sheet for your password phrase, your password code. So you can find out more about it here, but I'm just going to give you a little quick tour about the Ledger Nano S and the security. So let's start at the top here, the quick tour. You can check and confirm transactions with buttons. You can also use your passcode or PIN code. Right here, you can set up a 4 or even like an 8-digit PIN code for your ledger. When you plug it in, you have to set up a Ledger wallet on your desktop as well, and you can use a Ledger Manager or the Ledger Manager to add coins to your wallet. It comes with FIDO authentication for stronger security, and you can restore it as well with any backup. So the cool thing with the Ledger is it's easy to use. It's got a built-in display. It's got security built into it as well. It's locked by a PIN code. It's also locked through a passcode that if you lose access to your PIN code, you can unlock it with the use of the I believe it's a phrase code. It's malware proof, and your private keys are held by yourself in your ledger. It's never held by an outside party. So here's the coins that are supported so far with the Ledger Nano S. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Some of the major ones, obviously Zcash, Dash, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash. They've added a couple of new ones since I've got it as well. They now have Komodo, Ethereum Classic, Arc, Expanse, Ubiq, Pivx, Vertcoin, and Viacoin as well. So this has it's a great value for a cold storage wallet. You're able to hold, all your coins offline and away from people that have access to hacking software, and they're able to hack into these exchanges. This is a great option. The Ledger Nano S, it's relatively cheap, about $70 or $80 USD, and it used to take a few months to get it, but now you should be able to get it within a few days or a few weeks at the latest. I would suggest doing this, or there's other things that you can do as well, such as a completely separate computer for your Exodus wallet, for instance, where you use your Exodus wallet on a separate computer and only plug it in when you want to have access to your coins. So that's pretty much it for the Ledger Nano S. Like I said, you can come to their website here at ledgerwallet.com and find out this information for yourself. They have a lot of security features that are built in. As I mentioned before, the PIN codes and private keys, the PIN codes, and then they have a passphrase as well. But it's great, guys. It's a very simple to use and very safe cold storage wallet. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is Etherscan and Bitcoin Block Explorer. It's blockchain.info. So what I wanted to cover with you is basically giving you the opportunity or the ability to check your transactions to find out how long it's going to take for you to receive your funds, how many of those transactions have been confirmed, what the latest block is, and when your transactions have been confirmed, and you should expect to see those in your wallet. So this is their homepage. You can see it shows all the blocks that have been mined in the last, forever. And you can see the last block was mined 24 seconds ago. Here's the transactions that have happened in the last minute. And you can see all those transactions as well if you would like to. But what I use this for is I type in my address right here. This is an Ethereum address, just a random address I pulled. And it's going to show my address up here, and it's going to show that there's nothing in there currently. There's no Ethereum, there's no value, and there's never been any transactions. So when you have transactions that are pending or ones that exist, it's going to show up in here, and it's going to say something like unconfirmed or pending, and it'll show you how many of those have been confirmed. And once they're confirmed, it'll show up in this account, or it'll show up in this scanner where the balance that you have and the dollar value that you have as well. So you can do this with Ethereum, and you can also do it with Bitcoin as well. I like to just check. So here's a Bitcoin address that I just pulled up from somewhere, and here are the number of transactions, the total that have been received, and the final balance. There's obviously nothing in there right now, but if there was a transaction that had taken place, funding had come into this address, it would show you here under transactions. So it would show you unconfirmed and confirmed transactions, the number of transactions that have happened, and the total amount of Bitcoin that you've received, and the final balance that's currently there. So when you're sending or receiving funds through Bitcoin or Ethereum, you can use these two tools, these two websites, to track what's happening and where the transactions are and when they're going to be confirmed, how many confirmations they've received or confirmations they haven't received, and the status of your transactions as you're sending these currencies.
Another trading tool that I like to use every single day for more of the fundamental analysis is coinmarketcap.com. And that's right here. And this will show you all the numbers you need to know and links to more of in-depth information about each project. I like to go down the list, and when I'm searching for coins, I like to find coins with a low circulating supply. That's my number one indicator, is to find, when I'm looking at cheap coins, I want to know their supply. That's every single coin that I enter, I want to know their supply, because the lower supply coins have bigger upside potential faster. I'm not saying like coins like Ripple, who have just 99 billion total supply. It's only 20 cents. So for it to go to $1, it would need to, the market cap would have to be like multiplied by 5. So 40 billion market cap for Ripple for it to be $1. Like, that's crazy. 40 billion market cap, and it's the number 2 coin right now. So the circulating supply, or the total supply, is like the number one indicator I use when figuring out what I'm going to look for on the charts. I won't even consider getting into Ripple, or another one with a huge supply is IOTA or Cardano, ADA. Like the circulating supply, the total supply is so big, 31 billion. It's really going to take a lot of volume to move this. A lot of money is going to have to pour into this in order to push the price up. And right now it's only 2 cents. So this going to 20 cents, that's probably going to take a long time. I don't want coins that take long time to go up in value. I want coins that are going to go up in value fast. So let's see if we could find a lower supply coin that has potential. GX shares. Okay, I've never even looked at this one. This has 100 million. Okay, that's not necessarily the best. Bitcoin has 21 million total supply, so that's a good part to look at as well. Bitcoin has 21 million, so I'm looking for coins that also have around 20 million, under 50 million. Here's a good one, Zencash. And this is a great example, and actually it's spiking right now. The max supply on this is only 20 million, same as Bitcoin. The circulating supply is only 2.4 million. That means currently going around, there's only 2.4 million Zencash available. So when volume comes in, it's going to push that price up very quickly. And if we go look at the Zencash chart real quick, let's see what's going on there. Yeah, and it's happened. Look at this. This day that volume came in, right here, look at what happened to the price. It went from 140,000 to 500 in about 500,000. So that's about 4 times your money, 400% profits in one candle, because volume comes in and there's not that much supply. The demand is high. People want to buy this. There's not that much supply. What happens? The price goes up. And it goes up fast. Down here, it was only like $7, not even $6, $5, and it went all the way to 20 something. That's crazy. And it could do that in a day because the supply is so low. That's why supply is such a great indicator. One of the most important factors in finding these coins before they really run. Here's another Zcoin, or Zcoin. 3 million circulating supply. I don't know the total supply. It doesn't say it here. We could probably do some more digging and find that. But circulating supply, 3 million. It's $14 right now. So it is getting up there a little bit. But XCC. Let's pull this chart up real quick. So this chart is not something I necessarily like, but we could see the price can go up very quickly, and when volume comes in, it really pushes the price up. Another one that I like is that I've been trading recently is Nebel. Right here, Neblio. This one has total supply 13 million. It's 7 million less than Bitcoin. So there's only ever going to be 13 million total Nebel ever out there for anyone to purchase. And it's cheap right now. This coin is only listed on Cryptopia at the moment. It's getting listed on a few other exchanges. They're a very fundamentally impressive coin. So just by doing some research here through CoinMarketCap, I'm able to go to their website. This will always link you directly to their website. It's not going to link you to some off-brand scam site. And then we could dig deeper into their website. I'm not going to do it now, but it's a tool. Announcement. This is going to link you to the Bitcoin Talk thread, so we can see what the community around Neblio is thinking. And we want to know if this is active. Like, how many pages? There's 66 pages here of people talking about this. So you could just go to the last page, or you could read them all and see what's going on. Neblio is now on KuCoin Exchange, so they're getting added to more exchanges. That's another good sign. Right now, they're only on Cryptopia, I believe. Yep, Cryptopia. And that's a very small exchange. So when they start getting added to more and more exchanges, that's going to cause more volume to come in. And when more volume comes in, the price is going to go up because the supply is low. We pull up the Neblio chart right now, and I mean, it was all the way down here at 14K, and it's been as high as about 100K. So that's pretty significant in from September 11th all the way to the end of October. So about a month and a half, it had this run. It was about 5, 6, 7 times your money from here to here. I didn't get in the bottom, but I've played this chart a few times and I've profited because I found the supply, and this is what tipped me off on this chart. I would have never known this coin existed had I just been looking at Bittrex, just been looking at the volume on here. No, I found this coin because I was doing more in-depth research on CoinMarketCap. I'm on here every single day, and I want to look at the coins that are undervalued, that have low supply, that have a good website, a good community around them. They're a very active team because these are the ones with the most potential. And Neblio has proven to be just that because I've profited off of it, and it's only $4. A lot of other coins that have a similar total supply level are $20, $30. So that's where I see the potential here. And I anticipate this to keep going up as well because as they get added to more exchanges, it'll positively impact the price. And they're also coming out with updates with their wallet and marketing. They're looking for bigger investors too. So total supply is a great indicator, and that's on CoinMarketCap. Another good useful tool is just looking at the market cap. We could see that Bitcoin currently is $120 billion market cap. And the market cap is determined by adding the total supply, this number right here, multiply this by the price. So 21 million times 7,207, and let's do it real quick. 21 million supply times 7207.76. Okay, so another useful tool here is the market cap. And the market cap is the total circulating supply, the current coins in circulation, multiplied by the price. So we would multiply 16,662,237 by 7,207 and 76 cents. Boom. 120 million 97,400 or 120 billion 97,405,359. Okay, I don't even know how to say that number. But this is how you get the total market cap. And it's good to know how big it is because we could track the total cryptocurrency, the total market cap of all the coins. Let's see if we can pull it up here. Okay, here it is. It's up at the top. So 196 billion is the market cap. It's gotten a lot higher this year. You can see the BTC dominance. 60% of the total market cap is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is king right now. It is dominating. It is over 60% of all these coins, and this is how much money has been flooding into cryptocurrency in the last 24 hours. 7,559,216,488 has flown in to cryptocurrency in the last 24 hours across all exchanges. So CoinMarketCap is an everyday tool I suggest you really using. Here, you could even break down the biggest gainers on the day. And a lot of these might be shit coins. Segwit Futures is the upcoming fork they're trying to price in. Let's see if there's any gems on here. So over here I'm looking at volume. I want to see that there's money flooding into this. It's not just a pump. Like $10,000, that's not much when the price is only 1/8 of a cent. Let's see if we could find one real quick. Here, MOD, M-O-D, 3 million volume. It's a lower max supply, a low circulating supply. So where is MOD traded on? Binance, Ether Delta, Mercatox, COS. I don't trade any of these exchanges, but Binance is an up-and-coming exchange. It's getting bigger. This might not be a bad play. I might not get into it now. I can't pull up the chart because it's not on TradingView. But I would just start looking into this. So, Modem. I click on their website, and I'm going to go through here. The first thing I'm going to look for is a roadmap somewhere. If they have a roadmap on here, good. That's going to tell me what's going on. They have a lot of awards and stuff they're posting on here, but I'm not seeing a roadmap just off a quick glance. Must watch video. Well, I'm not going to watch the video. Let's see what news. So another good point to check on their website is news, recent blog posts, to really figure out what's been going on lately. Why is this price going ridiculous? And I've never even been on this website before. I've never heard of this coin, but it caught my eye because of the low supply, and it's been a big gainer today. So something is going on. And this is talking about voting. Something to do with their platform. The purpose is determined at whether the mod tokens were minted and distributed properly. So I'm not sure. This is more into the fundamental analysis, but I also like to see their team. They have a pretty large team, and you could see it links to their LinkedIn page on this one, but you want to make sure it's not a bunch of smucks. You want to make sure these guys have credibility behind them, because otherwise their product is most likely a scam. This just talks about hiring, their white paper. This is something else you could dig into and read the very nitty-gritty context of what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish. This one has 20 pages. Let's see if they got a roadmap in here. USPS. So this looks like it's something to do with shipping and logistics. Something with USPS, maybe UPS, FedEx. You know, I'm just quick glancing here, but this is modem, whatever. It has a low supply. It's not currently on an exchange I personally use, but Binance is definitely an option, and a lot of people have said good things about it. I'm just not too keen on putting money into a newer exchange, but this could be one to keep an eye on. So, biggest losers, and I would never really look at the biggest losers. I mean, that'd be silly, but the biggest gainers, you might be able to find something moving, because it might jump 30% today, and then it might go 100% tomorrow. It really depends chart to chart, what's going on with the coin. There's a lot of factors in there. So, biggest gainers, it's just another tool. And there's a ton of cool little tools on coinmarketcap.com. In this you can see the total market capitalization of every single coin. If we do year to date, it's crazy. It's been, ever since the beginning of the year, it's just been slowly uptrending. And getting into June, it had a huge spike, had the pullback, another pullback, and now it's setting all-time highs again. And it's just crazy to think. And here is total market cap excluding Bitcoin, which is not even that much. But this is also good to look at, because you could look at this chart similar to a normal chart, and not necessarily support and resistance, but you could see if it's kind of getting ready to run, and maybe it's forming a little uptrend there. But I think altcoins are due for a big run, because Bitcoin has been running a lot lately. Altcoins won't be far behind heading into 2018. Percentage of total market cap dominance. This looks like the top coins. Yeah. So again, this is the website you're going to want to use every single day. It'll help you. There's tons of stuff you could sort through. You could change the volume, so there's only 100K in volume in it in the last 24 hours. That's would probably be smart, because you don't want to play these small illiquid coins. Not much money's coming into here. Not many people are looking at it. Why would I play it? No, it's not going to move. It's not going to be a big mover with this much volume. It needs volume. And that's volume plus supply. These are just two very underappreciated indicators that I use, and many people choose to ignore or don't really pay attention to, but they're very important indicators to use when trading. And CoinMarketCap is where you could find all this information, on top of getting in more into fundamental analysis. So now I want to talk about TradingView, and this is a tool that I use every single day for charting and technical analysis. I really like their software. It's simple to use for anybody as long as you play around with it for a little bit, but right now in this present state, I don't like it. There's a lot of stuff going on here. We got a watch list over here, details on the stock and recent news. We have the order book right here, and the chart is very, very plain, and it's hard to read. So I'm going to show you how I set my TradingView up, and this will make it very easy to read. So I'm going to hide this, get rid of all this stuff over here, clean it up a little bit. I'm going to go over to the Bitcoin chart, because we're not trading Apple stock. Alright, so I'm going to click on this little gear up here, chart properties, and this will help clean up these candles and change the background. I like the candles very bright, easy to see, and the borders can be a little bit darker. The wicks, I like making them white or gray, doesn't matter. On the scales page, there's nothing here that I would change. The background, I like making black. The grid lines, I like dotted, grayed out, and I like fading them down. Maybe a little bit more whitish. Dotted, oops, and grayed down. These scale lines, I put black. And the cross here I like as white in a solid color. Make it a little bit thicker too, it makes it easier to see. Time zones, put your time zone. I am Eastern New York. On New York time, each one of these candles changes over to the next day at 8 p.m. Eastern. I messed this candle up. There we go. Trading, we're not going to be doing any trading on here, so none of this stuff needs to be checked. Events and alerts, again, we're not using it for this purpose. At least I'm not. I just hit OK. Now the same thing with the volume. I don't like the volume so faded down here, so click on the little volume format. I like the 20-day moving average, but I like the candles to be a little bit brighter. There we go. Now it's more of a neon color. And this could be a line. I like making it white and making it a little bit thick so we could see it. Alright, so now our chart is much more easy to read in my opinion. And I want to get into a little bit more of... Okay, this is if you're not part of TradingView and not paying for it, you're constantly going to get ads. It's an annoyance, but I've had some issues with their support, and I don't necessarily want to support them by paying for it. I know that kind of sounds mean, but they ended up deleting my entire account on TradingView, and it was because I had a link to the Facebook page on my charts, and instead of letting me simply edit out the link, they deleted the entire account, and there was about 40 charts on there. So I was pretty upset about that and the way they handled it, so I don't think I'm going to be paying them anytime soon. So if you're looking to add other indicators, you click on indicators up here. The ones I like to use are the EMA, exponential moving average. If I can find it, there we go, moving average exponential. Okay. Oops. And then click on format and change this as well. I like making this bright, easy to read. Yellow is very easy to read. Make it a little bit thicker, and I like the 20-day moving average. There we go. So now, right now it looks very overextended from the moving average, and that's why it's kind of coming down a little bit. So breaking down to some of the tools over here. For support and resistance, simple. You click on these lines over here. You could draw a trend line. Horizontal line is support and resistance. Again, you're going to have to edit these settings. I like making my lines very easy to read. This adjusts the width. And if you want it dotted or not. I don't do it like this, but some people do. And same thing for trend lines. Except on trend lines, you have to draw it out here. But if you change it, first let's make it a little bit thicker. Right here, the left end and the right end. So if you want them to keep extending past where they are right now, you have to hit over here. And same thing on the other side. And now it'll keep extending forever. What is this? To continue, please create a free account. Okay, I guess you do have to create an account. And this is very annoying to do in my video. Well, I guess we're going to have to cut it short there. And I'll come back after I make an account. Okay, so now that I got my TradingView account set up, I'm going to continue showing you guys the tools that I like to use. I don't use anything in here. Some people like using fibs, Fibonacci's, and I don't really get into that with my technical analysis. It's not something I used in stock trading, and it's not something I carry over to crypto. It does work for people, and I don't want to bash it in any way, but it's just not my style and doesn't fit my strategy, so I ignore it. Right here, drawing, this is, the brush will give you free-for-all drawing mode, and Again, I like very bright colors, easy to read, thicker lines, and it makes it very easy to explain what I'm talking about with drawing. There's a ton of different icons in here. This is just not very necessary to use these, just to emphasize the point. But another great tool that I like to use here is right here. It's called long position, and this will help you determine your risk reward. So let's use it as an example up here. And if I was getting in Bitcoin now, the next support line I see is 5,000. I wouldn't necessarily get in it now, and this is why. So if we come up here, shorten this a little bit, we would put this middle circle right where the price is now if we're determining risk reward. So our reward is, if it goes to the all-time high, we'd get 7% reward. And our risk near the next support level is all the way down at a 30% loss. So this is why I wouldn't get in Bitcoin right now. And we could use this super handy tool to determine our risk and reward on a percentage basis, which is very good. I like to play with my risk no higher than 20%, and 20% is kind of pushing it for me, but I like to keep my risk as small as possible. And to do that, I would take an entry closer to 5,000. So then I would cut my small loss. It would be about 6% or less if it cracked below 5,000, and I would then get out of the trade. But my reward would potentially be all-time highs, which would be almost a 50% win if it broke all-time highs from an entry right near 5,000. So I like to play off very key support and resistance levels. The resistance would be up here, and this would act as support, and I would simply exit the trade if I was wrong and it cracked below support for a small loss. Another great tool that is very similar is right here. It's called Measure, and it's a very similar tool. It'll just measure you the distance in a percentage. Rather than setting up it as a risk reward, you could just do percentage in one direction. So from here all the way down, it's about 30%. And from here to all-time high, is about 7%. So this would be a very risky spot to get back in, just because Bitcoin's very overextended. So those are just some very basic tools for TradingView. I don't use anything over here on the far right side. I like to use the daily chart. Some people like to watch the hourly chart, the 4-hour. This is how you trade on different time frames. And make sure you're selecting the right chart for what you're trading. For example, with Litecoin. If I'm buying Litecoin with USD, I would search Litecoin USD, and I'd click on the exchange that I'm trading it on, which would be Coinbase or GDAX. And here's what the chart looks like on the hourly. On the daily, it's kind of having a breakout. But if we look at the Litecoin Bitcoin chart, if I was buying Litecoin with my Bitcoin, this is the chart that I would use. It would be on Bittrex, so I select Bittrex. And this chart looks a lot different. It's more in a downtrend overall compared to the Litecoin USD chart. And that's something you really have to take into consideration when you're looking at charts and you're buying into these coins. If they're a good chart in USD, they might not be a good chart in Bitcoin, and the charts are very different. Another example is OMG. So if we look at OMG BTC, this chart is very, very beaten down, and it needs to find a bottom. It's just a straight downtrend since about mid-September 2017. If we go to OMG USD, which we wouldn't be trading because you can't trade OMG USD unless you're on Bitfinex. Otherwise, we have Tether here. it looks a lot different. It's not as straight up and straight down as the other one. It's faded down a lot less than the Bitcoin chart, and that's because Bitcoin's value has been going up so fast in USD. It's not really affecting the USD of this chart. It doesn't have that big of an impact on it compared to the OMG Bitcoin chart. And if you're buying OMG, it's most likely with Bitcoin. So this is the chart you'd want to be focusing on. A couple other features I like on this chart are this trash can, and that's if we have a bunch of drawings. I'm really dirtying up the chart, talking about it. I have some support lines. I have some text. And the chart starts to get dirty. I just hit that, and it clears it all. And lastly, TradingView is its own social media platform for traders. If you have an account, you could hit publish idea. You could write up your thoughts on it and post it to your account. People could like it, follow you. Very similar to Facebook. They aren't a big fan of promoting any other social media pages on it, which I found out the hard way. And if you're just looking for a simple screenshot so you don't have to go through the whole print screen and pulling up Paint, you just hit this camera down here. It gives you the image to the link. I hit copy. Let's see what it looks like. It brings me right to the chart. Another useful trading tool that I like to use is Quadriga. And what Quadriga is, it's a platform that links a ton of exchanges together in one centralized location, so you don't have to constantly flip through all your exchange accounts and trade them separate. You could just use Quadriga as a kind of central platform to do all your trading. So I'm going to show you guys how to set up your Quadriga account so you could trade from other exchanges on it. And for this example, I'm using Cryptopia because I don't mind trading on Bittrex. I really don't like the charts on Cryptopia. So I come to Quadriga because I like using it for charting. So I click add new exchange account. I find whatever exchange I'm trying to use. And it's going to ask you for your public key and your private key. So we're going to come over to Cryptopia, sign in, click on security, and you're going to see API key and API secret. And you just copy and paste those over. Alright, so now that we added my Cryptopia account to Quadriga, I have to activate trading. And to activate trading, you need to add two-factor authentication to your account from your phone. And if you don't already have this, it's an app on your phone called Google Authenticator that you need to link to your Quadriga account before you could actually trade on it. So to add two-factor to your account, you click on Settings, click on Two-Factor, and click Enable. It's going to ask another secret key, and you just pull up the app on your phone and click the little plus sign, scan barcode. I'm scanning it right now. And there it is. It gives me a code to type in. It refreshes every, I think, 30 seconds or something. So this will enable two-factor. So every time I log into my Quadriga account, it's going to ask me to type in this code. It's kind of annoying, but it's that extra layer of security. So now we're going to go back to API accounts and enable trading. Cool. So now I should be able to trade from my Quadriga account, and let's see if it puts some of my balance on there. Yep, there's 853 Nebel, and that's currently how much I have in my Quadriga account, so cool. So now that we got Cryptopia synced, I'm able to trade, and here's just an example of XSpec. This is a kind of hidden gem on Cryptopia. It's a privacy coin, and Adam is actually a big advocate of this. This is a long-term bet, so I haven't bought into it yet, but now it actually looks like it might be a good buy in the chart, just because it's down in this same range, this same area of support, and last time it was down here, it had this huge move up. So I'm looking for something like that. Maybe not even that high, maybe even getting as high as here, and that's a good 2 times double up on your money. So it actually doesn't look like a bad entry. This is something I would consider taking a trade on. I don't know if I would chase this, but maybe I'll throw an order down here at 5,000. So I'll set my order like this, just a little bit above 5,000, and see what happens. So I'll place my order here at 5,000, maybe a little bit above, just to see what happens. 0.05, so that'll give me almost 1,000 XSpec. All the way down here, it's right near this support line. I'm not too worried about it, but it might take a couple days to fill. This chart looks pretty good though, and it's easier to read on Cryptopia or on Quadriga. It's easier to read on Quadriga because these charts are the same as TradingViews. They use the same software. Everything's the same. And to make it black, I go to this little gearbox in black background. You could change it to whatever color you want. I like black, and then I like making the chart black as well. It's just very easy to read. So this is Quadriga. The one downside to it is sometimes your order won't update when it fills. And by that I mean, it'll say my order's in here even if the price is below 5,000, and I would just have to come here and hit this little refresh button, and then it would show that it went through. But sometimes it doesn't update right away. You could still see if it hits that price, you're gonna get filled. But yeah, it's totally optional, and if I had Bitfinex on here, then I would just come out of markets. So if I had Bitfinex in here, I would just come over to markets, hit Bitfinex, or any other exchange. I don't trade these other exchanges, but if I do expand out to other exchanges, I would probably use Quadriga, just because I like Quadriga's charts, and a lot of these exchanges don't have clean looking charts. I'm very familiar with TradingView software, and this is the same thing. So that's why I like Quadriga, just because of how their charts look. But you just select your exchange and you have to add it like before. So a couple cool little tools on Quadriga are right here: the data, trade, alerts, economy, and notes. And right now I'm under economy. That'll tell you the current market cap in the supply. That's just nice information to know on the fly. I don't have to look this coin up on CoinMarketCap to figure that out. Another one is notes. I don't really use this as much, but if you're thinking about getting into a position, I recommend getting a stack of sticky notes to have around your computer. And my whole setup is sticky notes all around my monitors, and it's just giving me a reminder to check that chart. I don't necessarily use this feature because how would I remind myself to check it again? Alerts. This one works as long as you have this open. You could set it to give SMS alerts if you are going to use a paid subscription. Right now I'm still on a free trial. Trade, this is where you have to make your trades. I don't have my Bittrex account linked. I only have Cryptopia linked right now. I don't have my Bittrex account linked, so this is where I would be making trades. You could see all your accounts, KMD, Bitcoin, or there's my XPEC order on Cryptopia. So I could see all my open orders, even though I'm only on Bittrex right now. And I could see that it's still open. I could cancel it if I want. And I could see order history. I could see all the times I bought and sold Neville. But right now I don't have anything open for Bittrex. And this is the most important section, and it's the data. And this is kind of like the order book on other exchanges. You could see all the sellers and you could see all the buyers. And I guess not exactly all of them, only down to a certain price. So this is not that many. They're all in the 34,000 range. It's actually not a ton of data, but you are able to see close price action. These are going to be the sellers and the amount they're selling. Here's the amount they're selling in Bitcoin. These are the buyers, the amount they're buying, and the amount they're buying in Bitcoin. So I don't see anyone buying over 1 Bitcoin in value. Here's a guy with 0.5 Bitcoin. Right here there's a seller with 5 Bitcoin. So this is going to act as kind of a resistance level until somebody or multiple people come and buy this guy up. And that's sitting right around 35,000. And that's kind of where it's stuck at right now, getting over this mark. But that's how I watch the charts. And I don't necessarily stare at this all day long, but it's good to know when you're getting close to resistance levels or upcoming support levels where the big buyers are. And maybe if we got down here in price, we'd be able to see somebody with a buy order of, say, 20 Bitcoin. And that's why every time it goes down here, he's just soaking it up and it's bouncing up. So it's good to see in that aspect. I think this is better viewed on Bittrex. But for Cryptopia, and that's what I use Quadriga for, this is a handy tool. And this is all the orders going through. The green is buying the ask. So this guy bought this first, or he bought higher. He bought it 35085. He actually bought higher. So that's the green, and the red is somebody selling on the bid, which is down here. Another great trading tool that I like to use is Blockfolio, and this is a mobile app. I'm not on mobile right now. I'm just showing you the website to show some of their features, but a lot of people use this, and I would recommend this for when you're not sitting on your computer at home, when you're on mobile, or when you're away from the computer. Blockfolio is something to keep track of your coins and keep an eye on positions. And here's just some of the stuff they offer. Portfolio or overview, charts and order book. This is not very good, the charts and order book. Over 2,000 coins, global coverage, price notifications. This is another great feature I use. You could set alerts. You click on this little bell and you could set it so it'll ring me. So I like to use Blockfolio, and it's a free app. You don't need to pay. It is kind of annoying because, let's see if I can pull this up. Here's some screenshots. Cool. So total portfolio value. You could either look at your total portfolio value in USD, which this one is, or you could look at it in Bitcoin. And that's what I suggest, looking at your portfolio in Bitcoin and tracking it in Bitcoin. But here's the thing with USD and Bitcoin. Your portfolio could essentially rise in USD value, but it could be dropping in Bitcoin. If you're in certain altcoins or Bitcoin's going up a lot and you're in altcoins that are going down, you'll be losing Bitcoin value, but your USD value might be staying the same. And that's not good, because a lot of people are just tracking their USD value. They're focused on that. And well, okay, sure, but most of the coins that we're trading are in Bitcoin. You're using Bitcoin to buy and sell these other coins. So if you're only looking at the USD value, you're in for a rude awakening, because you should click on this right here on your screen, and you'll see your Bitcoin value. You can look at your chart if it's going down or up, week, month, 3 month, whatever. You should just focus on the Bitcoin value, because ultimately, if you believe Bitcoin is going to go to 50K, 100K, 500K, you want to keep accumulating more Bitcoin. You are going to want USD, but that'll come as long as you keep accumulating Bitcoin, and your portfolio can really grow in value if you're only focusing on getting more Bitcoin. So I'm not going to go too in depth with this, because it is an app. I can't show you on the phone. I'm just showing you a little explanation of Blockfolio and why I think it's a good tool to have. And there's another little feature here, the news feature, to check all the recent stories from credible resources. It's not going to give you the news that OMG posted an update on their coin. No, it's going to be just basic CoinDesk, crypto coin news. It's going to be some of the top Bitcoin and crypto related blogs and websites, not necessarily the specifics of each coin. So it's just a nice tool to have, and I'm always checking it because I want to know what my portfolio is doing at all times of the day, whether I'm at home or out and about. I want to see what's going on with my coins, because I could always log into my phone to these exchanges and sell if I need to, or if I'm watching a coin, I could set it on my watch list on here and just watch the price, and maybe I want to take a position. Well, it's a lot easier when I'm able to track it and keep track of my portfolio in my pocket, but I don't actually have to sign into my exchange here and give them all my information. I just type in what price I bought it at and how much I bought. That's it. And you can keep track of it that way. So I want to get into a little bit of not necessary tools, but they're good to have for computer security. And that's getting a VPN. And there's several different types of VPNs out there. A ton of different websites offer them. I'm using NordVPN. It was the editor's choice in PC Magazine. It's fairly cheap. I have a 6-month plan with $42 a month is what it cost me. And right now I am protected, and I have a separate IP. This is what the user interface looks like. I'm able to choose wherever I want my location to be. I'm choosing Spain right now. Doesn't really matter, but I'm located in the US and I want to be seen on the internet as in Europe. And there's a reason for that, and that's because there's a lot of exchanges that are shut down for the US that aren't necessarily allowed in the US, and I want to do some margin trading. Margin trading is where you could trade with leverage, and you could also short. Short selling is another topic, but it's not accessible for people in the United States. If you have you cannot make an account with an IP from the United States on BitMEX or Bitfinex, and those are the two top margin trading exchanges. Now, GDAX did offer margin trading in the summer and prior to that, but there was the Ethereum flash crash, which happened, I believe, in May, and the price went from $300 and some dollars down to 13 cents for a split second and shot back up. And that's because there was something going on with their margin trading. It caused a huge issue in the markets. A lot of people lost money, a lot of people made money, but ever since then they disabled margin trading. So setting up a NordVPN is very simple. You have to do your payment and then go to the download area. You just select which system you're running on. I'm on Windows 10. I just hit application and this is what it downloaded. And it was very simple to set up. I just clicked on the location I wanted. It doesn't matter which one. I could be in New Zealand, Australia, wherever. I'm surprised there's only one in the United States, but this is how it works. Or you can come here and choose your country based off that. Anti-DDoS server, dedicated IPs, double VPN. And there's a ton of options here. I actually also turned on this CyberSec to avoid ads, protect your security from malware, phishing, and other threats. Automatic updates are on, and start NordVPN. So this is just a general practice for using the internet, is to use a VPN to keep safe. And I'm located right now in the United States, but this is saying Spain, and to make sure it's working, I just go to whatismyip.com. You have viewed this page 5 times. Okay, so I go to another one, ipchicken.com. And it says my IP is 185.183.106.227. Name address, no man's land. That's pretty funny actually. Okay, let's see if I can get one. And Google. IP location, how about this? There we go, 185.183.106.227. I am located in Madrid, Spain right now. So this acts as kind of a safeguard when signing into these websites. They won't see where I am coming from, and they're gonna see me coming from Spain and Europe, which will allow me to use these European-only exchanges. Just another tip for computer security and trading in crypto in general. You should always be protected.
So hey guys, that wraps it up for episode 2, exchanges, wallets, and trading tools. Like I said when I started this episode, it's really important that you guys get all the information from this episode that you can, and go back and listen to it if you need to, maybe even take some notes. When it comes to exchanges, we've given you our suggestions here at Crypto Traders Pro, the suggestions for the exchanges that we recommend and the ones that we use, the benefits of each one of those exchanges, and the negative impacts of those as well. We also covered wallets, desktop, online wallets, as well as cold storage wallet, the Ledger Nano S. If you haven't got one yet, we suggest getting the Ledger Nano S as your cold storage wallet, or another type of Ledger wallet. They have those available online, and getting a cold storage wallet and keeping your coins on there is a great idea. It's a very secure way to store your crypto. And lastly, Matt covered trading tools. He talked about TradingView and Coinigy as well as Blockfolio. And so make sure you go back and see how to set up those charts and learn how to do that, because that's going to give you a foundation and a baseline for how to chart these coins and how to make the best entries and exits in order for you to make profits. So we'll see you in the next episode, guys, and we'll also see you on the moon.